So you're probably wondering what editing style is going to make you go the most viral out of all these new guys like Matt John Sala, Alex Hormozy, Iman Gadzi, and many others. The truth is, none of them. They are all created around aesthetics. But if you want to go viral, you need to start using this editing style that I'm about to show you now. The reason this is so much better is because it's based around psychology, which means it forces the human mind to watch your video. So while Iman Gadzi's editing style may look pretty, it isn't going to bring him the best performance. Before we get into this, you have to understand that you are making a video to make it easy to consume for the viewer. The reason you go to the cinema or you sit down to watch a movie rather than read a book is because it's so much easier to consume. So you have to take the same perspective when you're creating a video. The easier your video is to consume, the more likely people are to watch it. So firstly, we have the captions. Now the captions are going to always go in the center of the screen. The reason we put them in the center of the screen is because that is where the human eye is naturally always looking. Then you will ensure that you position the face of the person you are editing so that their nose or their chin is on the captions in the center of the screen. The reason we do this is because that's the closest you can get the captions to the mouth without actually covering it. And as humans, we like to look at the mouth when people are talking. Ensure that your captions only take up one line and you stick to 3 to 4 words maximum on every single line. The reason we do this and we don't do 2 lines or we don't do more words is because you want to avoid making it look like a lot of text, because when there's a lot of text, it's going to take a lot of effort for the viewer to consume, making them more likely to scroll. Throughout your video, you are going to have stronger, more impactful words come up. You are going to highlight these words with a powerful color such as yellow or red. The reason we choose these colors is because the human eye is most attracted to yellow and red, meaning if the stronger words are highlighted with these colors, your viewer is going to be more likely to look at them and consume them and take them in. It's also because the viewer is so used to yellow text because they've probably been scrolling on the platform for a long time that when they come across this new color, they're going to be much more focused on it. Feel free to use templates and animation ins, but when you do, ensure that the animation in doesn't take up too much time and doesn't make the captions any harder to consume. By this I mean make sure the animation in on the template or just the animation in that you choose is no longer than 0.2 seconds. Next we are going to go to cutting up the clip. Now when you cut up your clip, you want to take out every single millisecond where there is no speaking. For example, if someone's speaking fairly fast and they go to take a breath for a second, cut that out. So if someone goes, somebody once told me, then you cut that breath out. Another reason we do this is because it creates a rhythm and a pace. And when you get someone into your video and they're watching it, whenever there's gaps where someone's taking a breath or someone stops talking for a second, that is essentially a chance for your viewer to escape and leave the video. Whereas if your video is constantly speaking, the audio is constantly running the whole way through, your viewer doesn't get a chance to leave. Next, we are going to cover the hook. For the hook, you want to explain the most exciting part that happens in your video. And if you can, cut the clip up so that the most exciting part happens right at the end. The reason we do this is because it's the most exciting part. There's not really much of an explanation to that. But what you want to ensure you do is you include keywords in your hook. This way you provoke interest. When someone sees something that they're interested in, they want to know why it's there. And also, what you are going to do is you are going to highlight the keywords in your hook. As we said earlier, when a viewer scrolling on TikTok, they're used to the color white. So when they come across your video and they see the color yellow, they are going to focus on that color immediately and take that in and process that first. Therefore, if you have highlighted a keyword, they're going to be way more likely to be interested in a keyword rather than the and as, etc. For your hook, you can add an animation in and an animation out. An animation in can be quite effective for helping to draw the attention, but make sure it comes in very quickly and make sure that animation out is out very quickly as well. Next, we have overlays. Now, the idea of overlays is to describe what is happening with images. So you're using the overlays to create a movie. So it doesn't matter how nice the overlays look if they're not describing what's being said. The best overlay is an overlay where you can look at the overlay without the text and the word that is in the video comes to your head. What is in the video comes to your head just from the overlay. Essentially, the overlays themselves, without text, should create the story. They should be that clear. So what you want to do is you want to go to every single word that can be described by a very clear image, and then you want to get that image, you want to take it onto CapCut, and then you want to full screen it, add a keyframe at the start and the end, and then just put a little zoom in effect on it. I'll show you how to do it right now. And then your animation in and your animation out is of course your choice, but my personal preference is a simple zoom 1, zoom 2, and alternate all the way throughout the video. The reason I do this is because it's smooth, it's clean, and it's easy to consume. You can find your overlays from several places. For example, Discord GIFs, Google, Pexels, and many more. And lastly, we have the sound. This is the most powerful part of the editing because this can make your viewer emotionally invested. So what you want to do is find out the main sound that your clip is projecting, and then find a sound that projects the exact same emotion. Then you're going to get that sound and you're going to put it into the video. If all the emotions match all the way through the video from the clip and from the sound and they're the same, the emotions will be so strong that everyone watching is bound to watch at least once all the way through. And I guarantee you now, if you go onto TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram and you scroll through your FYP, every single viral video will have one thing in common, and that will be that at the start of their video, the hook, the sound, and the clip all project the exact same or a similar emotion. If you want to master this editing style, then check the link in my bio.